before we begin, thank you very much to Bigger Than Normal Convoy for pitching in over on Ko-fi. Thank you very, very much. We have shoutouts that have been waiting for almost 2 months now. I know some of you are having fun with the big, like, the different sizes of Convoy. We might need to cut it off here. Like, I took a week off from shoutouts. Might have to cut it off here just out of fairness to everyone else. If you want to just like support, please support just for the sake of supporting. You don't have to do it just for a gag. But it all does keep the channel going, keeps the free content coming every single day. So let's continue that, shall we? It is Monday. It is time for a news roundup. Now, I am fresh back from a vacation. There was a great time, great little recharge for my batteries, but also I'm still waiting for like proper recharge time. So I'm a little bit fried, but you know, the grind must keep grinding. So we're going to talk about new listings for 2026, and we have a few interesting switches from what we originally expected. So earlier listings did show an Armada Megatron reissue, which I thought made sense since him and Tidal Wave were kind of far apart, you know, release-wise. Give people a second chance. No, we're getting BotCon Mega Zarak instead, which is a really interesting choice to make. Granted, it's like about the only repaint left they could go for, unless to go for like a super obscure one. But this is a really cool one. I like the color scheme on that a lot. And I love that BotCon toys aren't sacred anymore. I love that, you know, we don't have to pine for these like super cool looking figures that were incredibly limited and very expensive now. We can just wait for Hasbro to produce them, which is great. I love it. So, Mega Zarak's going to be cool. We had listings for Energon 1, 2, 3, 4, and everyone was kind of hoping, oh, we're actually getting Transformers Energon toys, finally. No, you're getting Siege repaints, and you're going to like it. So, the cool ones here are that Six Gun and Slammer are both getting retools for this line. And that's kind of cool. Both of those are good toys. You know, the Weaponizer gimmick was kind of fun in a little encapsulated way. And, you know, neither one of these really had a shot at like a proper redo. So it'll be kind of cool to see what they come up with. But judging how some of these others go, it looks like the Energon part is going to be using translucent plastics. So expect that on Six Gun and Slammer. Siege Optimus Prime is coming back with blue. Which again, probably going to be translucent Energon color. And then the shocking one. We're getting that Voyager Megatron again. It's the minor version, and it's going to be in black and purple. We've been over this. The mold is decisively okay. But getting it a dozen times is very, very boring. And it makes it go from an okay toy to kind of a bad toy because you leaned on it so heavily. How is it even functional? How does it even have like, how does the mold not like completely wrecked by now? It is absurd how much they've used that toy. Still, for those who like your translucent toys, you know my opinion here. You're going to get more. But speaking of, we also have another Selects multi-pack of Autobots, and this one is going to include Ironhide, Bluestreak, and Mirage. Now, like the other multi-packs, I fully expect them to have their translucence removed in favor of opaque, cartoon-accurate plastic, which I am absolutely in favor for. I prefer my figures to be more cartoon-leaning, because that's what I grew up with. And obviously, I would like to have the time bombs of translucent plastic removed from the figures, especially on the Datsun mold where the knees are clear. So this is just a win for me. Those are 3 really good toys. I would love to have them in much friendlier materials. And it does tell me that the ones that are going to be on the way will probably include Ratchet and Prowl in the next pack. Now, for all of you waiting for, you know, that Earthrise Prowl to come back around, now they reissued Siege of all Prowls. I fully expect you to have it in the next multi-pack, so hang on. I think they're actually going to answer your prayers. So yeah, a lot of new listings to kind of mull over. It's exciting. This was fun to discover on vacation. So out of nowhere, we got brand new images for a Monstructor multi-pack. So the boy seems to be using a mix between the Dino Force molds and the original Dinobot molds, all of them retooled into the Monstructor bots. And it's kind of a cool look. Like, the combined mode does look really fierce. It is properly Monstructor. And then, of course, he's going to be small. He's Legends class, Legion class, call it whatever you want, Core class. He's that small, which is appropriate for Monstructor because the original toys, he was a little thing. But all that said, we've kind of been having a collective laugh at the alt modes. Ice Pick is the one I had as a kid. So his transformation, I'll go ahead and show you the robot modes. His transformation just seems to be a helmet that flips over his head. And that's the entirety of him transforming, which is really unfortunate. It's the Grimlock mold. We know it's supposed to transform more than that. But you can see the others, you know, they have limited success adapting their original alt mode. Some of them have some of their shell worked in as well, just to get a little bit more design. You have poor Slog there, who gets to be a golden sarcophagus instead of a rhino monster. But, you know, he's apparently using the slug mold, but being stood up. So they had to get creative for some of these retools. So we'll see. We'll see. The robot modes are at least fine, and let's be honest, we're gonna keep them in Monstructor mode. Like, I still have my Dino King on display. I don't think I have had him in separate dinosaurs since I got him out of the box. So that probably gives you an idea of how I'm gonna treat Monstructor. But yeah, cool that they're finally getting this out. We've known for years Hasbro has been wanting to do this because, like, through designers and interviews, like, we have heard that, like, other molds were lined up for these. We've known it for a hot minute. So to see them finally get one out is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Let us move on. So, did you remember that this is coming out? So, Haslab Liokaiser edging closer and closer to release. We now have the box art, which is lovely. Absolutely beautiful art done for the box. And then on the back, selling Death Cobra pretty heavily for some reason. Even though, you know, we kind of get it. Like, they don't need to upsell us on anything because the box is just for storage. Obviously, you're not trying to sell anyone on the packaging. But man, look at how much you're getting. Look at that. I think the display stands came out beautifully. All the Breast Force members being included. This is a loaded package. Like, I've already, like, justified the price of this even before Voyager class toys went up in price so dramatically. These are now in line with retail prices, which I don't know if that says a lot about the value you're getting in this Haslab box or how absurd the new Voyager price is. Probably a bit of A and B on that one. Either way, I'm excited for this one. That said, we are still waiting to see how this turned out. I keep saying that this is kind of where the future of Haslab Transformers rides. If they do another QC nightmare like Fire Convoy was, I think it's dead in the water. So this has got to come out as good as possible. It looks good, but then we said the same thing about Fire Convoy. We will wait and see. Let us move on. So, we've got new stock photos for the upcoming level A figures for Transformers. Obviously, another Bumblebee and Optimus. The Bumblebee is taken from Devastation, which is to say, it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek way of getting a Classics Bumblebee new toy, which is fascinating itself. It is very heavily leaning into the video game graphics. You've got the anime shine on the windshield, no translucent plastic. It is all solid. It is very much sticking to a very cartoonish round aspect, very exaggerated. I do really like it. It looks really clean in robot mode, actually. He's got a backpack because you can't really avoid that with Bumblebee, but it looks really, really nice. You know, now if Hasbro wants to like throw some white spray paint on there too and kind of give me that, maybe a jetpack accessory, I wouldn't mind so much. Just saying. And then we have the surprise, which is a deluxe Orion packs for Transformers 1. I thought we would be done with Transformers 1 toys by now. So this one is surprising because the weapon is gigantic. And it's cool that he comes with the mining tool. It does mean that this Orion Pax ends up smaller than the previous Optimus Prime figure that was already released as a level A figure. And I believe he's gonna suffer in the vehicle mode. So he does come with the accessory for the hologram, which is cool. But then yeah, he just does not end up looking as solid in the vehicle mode, which is kind of sad. Now, it's obviously they're gonna obfuscate it here, but we've already seen this one in hand. We do know that the back end of this is not the prettiest. Like transformation wise, this is not the cleanest Orion Pax has been. But not a bad figure. Like the strength of the accessories is definitely gonna carry that one. Still, I'm looking forward to the Bumblebee. Say that definitively. We got to look at the back of the box for the upcoming soccer collab, which now we know the name is Breakaway, which is a great name for a soccer ball transformer. And yeah, you're going to get a hologram sticker to confirm authenticity, and otherwise, it's just a neat shot. It's just a neat photograph of the toy. 33 transformation steps is kind of crazy. Part of me just kind of like assumed like open ball, arrange into robot, you're done. Apparently not. Apparently this is actually a surprisingly complicated toy. So we don't have it in hand yet. This is the only photo we've got at the back of the box. The only thing I can really talk about today, but hey, for the soccer fans out there, it's a very cool collab. Age of the Primes Onslaught in hands. So this is from Toys R Us, who is legit. He does get his stuff directly from Hasbro to cover early. Lucky him. You know, it's not like some of us haven't dedicated, you know, well over a decade's worth of time to this franchise on YouTube or anything. No one's listening. The toy itself does look pretty cool. There's a lot of comparison photos in this that I think tell a big story. I do like how they've treated the back end as a separate trailer. That does make a lot more sense than one just gigantically super long truck like the original toy. You can see, yeah, like even though there's like a full vehicle Voyager and this is just like the front end of the truck, they are comparable in size to the original. That's a fun comparison shot with the original G1. You can see how long it is. 3 convoys long. Wow. And just as long as the old RID Scourge. Very, very neat. You get space for your Combaticons to ride. Size comparison to the 86 Optimus, where it actually looks like Onslaught might be just like a little bit longer. And maybe, you know, about comparable in size, though. About comparable in size. Once you get all the geometry across. He does look really, really good. He does look really, really good. Way better than his previous iterations. Way more cartoon accurate. The whole squad looking really, really good so far. Surprised that this leaker does not have Swindle, because we have had plenty of shots of Swindle at this point. I thought someone would have had one by now. The base mode's a little bit lame. We acknowledge that. I mean, as far as like the weapon emplacement mode, I don't know. I still think I think Menosaurus is hard to beat, honestly. And then if we can get him into the combined mode, yes, there is there is the proportions. Now, in this shot, I don't think they look too bad, weirdly enough. And then, like, if we want to, like, really complain about proportions, this is a really good show. Yeah, go back and look at the last Bruticus we had. I think you had much more reason to complain then. Genuinely do. It does kind of point out why he looks the way he does, because they couldn't extend his legs up the way they could the others, since, you know, they actually had, you know, they had to fixate the size of the legs around getting Voyager class deluxes into the leg slots. So they're a little bit more hard pressed to keep the legs where they are. Honestly, like, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. Like, with actual in-hand images, it doesn't look too bad. He kind of just looks barrel-chested, which I'm completely okay with. So thanks for the look, Russ. Thanks for the look, Russ. Keep it up. Keep it up. So, this is weird. TFW is way behind on their Cyberverse, Cyberworld coverage. This post that came up this week is for episode 21 and 22. I'll go ahead and tell you, episode 23 is the brand new one. So if you want to go to the official Transformers YouTube account, it is up and available to watch there. Kind of a cool episode because there are some neat things that happen. I need to do I need to figure out where I left off on this series as far as like making videos for it, and then do like a whole catch up on what's changed, because surprisingly, even though it's 5-minute episodes, quite a bit changes in this series. There's a new Legends comic up for reading, so for everyone who loves how crazy the Japanese fiction gets, yeah, you get a little bit more of that. Oh, and the best part about this is like it's gonna touch on so many things across, you know, all of this Transformer multiverse I like to cover, doing everything possible. The cool thing here is that they actually connect this one back to a previous story of a Lio Convoy repaint being released. So here is the green Lio Convoy actually using his powers to resurrect a dead Blue Bolt to become this Blue Bolt, reformatting him into a Maximal. And then we touch on this story with the Black Lio Convoy, a Dark Amber Lio Convoy. I'm sorry, get the name right. Who either believes he is Unicron or is Unicron on a redemption arc, one or the other. Either way, I do kind of love this iteration of the character. So I'm eager to see this translated, because I really want to know what this is led to. Oh man, I love the Legends comics. They're so weird. So weird. Flame Toys showing off their final images now that the pre-orders are live of their Windblade and their RC. Both are very heavily leaning into their feminine designs. Both are. See, I know who these toys are meant for. It's not my thing. But if it's your thing, I'm trying to make an effort not to begrudge you. Flame Toys would be doing a lot more favors for me if they weren't overly sexualizing their own toys with shots like this. You know, you could at least like you could at the very least, you know, try to distract from that. Like, the people who want these know why they're buying these. You don't have to emphasize it. And then RC's kind of the same way, you know, very skimpy underwear, exposed navel, underboob, that kind of thing. The kind of things that, you know, you wouldn't get on, you know, a standard female robot. Yep, make sure you get the butt in the shot. Make sure you get the butt in the shot. Yeah, nothing suggestive there. Nothing suggestive there at all. So, you know my opinion on these. If you like them, you like them. They ain't for me. But they are available for pre-order now. On the other hand, if you need a more tasteful RC in your life, Yolo Park has come to our rescue. So, this is the in-hand shots for the AMK Pro Rise of the Beast RC, who is looking phenomenal. I know a lot of people who really like this design for RC. I like her personality in the movie. Like, she's very take charge. She's very much, enforcing a second in command kind of position, which is super neat. Really, I actually really like a movie RC in that role. Very, very articulated, very, very detailed. We've been doing some work with Yolo Park lately. I don't do work for a company unless I genuinely like their product and genuinely believe my audience will like their product as well. So when I say that, yeah, this is actually a really cool figure that I really, really like the look of, I am not kidding. This is a really neat looking figure. It's a far more tasteful than a lot of RCs I have seen out of these non-transforming toy lines. So yeah, if you really liked RC from Rise of the Beasts, really, really good option available for you now. And they're not done because from the Bumblebee movie, they are teasing the next AMK Pro, which is going to be the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. Tons of detail and articulation on this one as well. It's just previews of the prototypes in all black plastic, so nothing terribly exciting just yet, but like a precursor for what's on the way. Looking good so far. eHobby is putting out some exclusive Chocon Former kits. So let me go ahead and read these. These are small and cute 3D print chibi versions of Transformer characters about 3.7 centimeters tall. Soundwave and Trigger will be the first character sold as a 2-pack. Other upcoming characters are Convoy Optimus, Galvatron, and Starscream. So this actually frustrates me a lot. So it's very shady and very kind of iffy when a company starts selling 3D prints of things, because it's not as like solid as injection molding is, not as precise, even if you're using resin printing, which these seem to be. More importantly, though, when you go through the proper factory process of, production runs, material costs, labor costs, that is all kind of like in that weird mystery realm of, I know these things exist, but even in all my years of observing Transformers, I've never been able to figure out how much it costs to make a whole wave of toys. I've never figured out how much it costs to make each individual Transformer, but I do 3D print. I know that these little guys, especially when you're only 3.7 centimeters tall, which is very, very small in Freedom units, even this I can quantify, which feels really scummy when I know that these are not expensive purchases whatsoever in order to make. It's really, really disappointing. Hopefully they do something a little bit extra with them, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that. And to finish this off, so company name I cannot pronounce. Rizvolts, RS Volts, RSVLTS. I believe that's the final round of Wheel of Fortune. Either way, they're doing Transformer gear. Now, we saw them do it before, but now we're getting into a far more pretentious gear. So the print shirts are neat. I would love to be able to get this one for Red Claw. I feel like he would be very, very suited for this. These shirts are also $70, which I think is absurd for a polo shirt. Very tasteful Autobahn Decepticon ones, but this is because these are a different type of shirt. So behold, an entire set of golf accessories for your Transformers fans. So we have grips for the putters, we have markers for the ball, and then we have like the head covers for your drivers. This is this is next level kind of pretentious nonsense to me. I don't know, like golf is a game for incredibly rich people, and fine, whatever you want to do with it, I guess. But that said, it's another weird item available for Transform fans if you want them or not. And hey, that's that's the last one I got for you today. So that'll be it for the news roundup. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.